So Magnus says no thank you and plays queen d3 check.
Really clever move there. Yeah. Right now, the players, it's going through their mind which pieces they want to keep on the board, which ones they want to... And queen d7 looks very tempting with some calculation to be done. Or does he trade? He gets them off the board.
He trades.
Now the margin is so small. If those knights had come off, draw instantly, Anna.
Exactly, and that's why Magnus avoids it, even if it means having to place his knight on d1, but he needs to keep material on the board. Hikaru shaking his head. Was he gonna make a mistake?
He was about to make a mistake.
Magnus did pause, did find the best move. I think he wanted to activate the white knight, but ultimately jumping in with the king of the hill here is way more important. As Danny mentioned, he's raced forward, and only now does he start to improve the white knight. Okay, what next though? How to clinch this? Is it walking through or walking forward with a white king simply
I'm feeling more and more like this Magnus is going to find a way to get this. It's principle of two weaknesses, clinical, right? You talk about it. The key is that if that knight moves from e7, everybody, the f5 square becomes available for Magnus's knight. And if you don't go to e7, there you go. Then the king will get to b6. The knight would have loved to have been on a square like c8, holding back the lines. You see Hikaru shake his head. And yeah, I'm thinking that there's just enough on both sides of the board for Magnus.
So you need to be careful as Magnus Carlsen right now. Sorry, they have just reached move 40.
Yeah, they have completed move 40, so that's good news for at least starting to get an increment, but the increment is only 1 second increment per move. In over the board chess, that is not much, if anything, at all.
Magnus now, he's cashing in the advantage. He's gone after a second pawn. Notice how he's kept the white king active where it is. He's locked the opponent's pawns on dark squares on the king side, and now they're just dropping off. Risky strategy by Magnus to put his own pawns on light squares, but they are nicely protected by white's knight. This one is over. Hikaru under 20 seconds now.
Oh, the pawns have been falling. The a6 pawn is still hanging as well. Hikaru is trying to get his bishop in to attack the kingside pawns of Magnus, but Magnus is pointing out that also the remaining pawns on the kingside for black are weak, and now he captures on a6. It's 3 extra pawns now.
Yeah, and there we go. Hikaru resigns. Magnus Carlsen takes the win in Armageddon. Great endgame technique, showing the benefits of active pieces, but it was close. Hikaru had his chances to hold that.